Hey everybody, back to YouTube here with another beer review. This is by Gigantic Brewing Company. It's called The End of Reason. Gigantic is based in Portland, Oregon. The problem with this bottle is nowhere on it anywhere could we find what style of beer it is. It turns out to be a Belgian dark strong. Would it have killed them to write that on the label somewhere? The price is actually covering part of the label, but I'll just show it anyway. So here's a label on it. I could have torn it up, but I don't really want to. It's some kind of, I don't know, Jacques Cousteau aquatic, Tim Burton weird graphics. I don't get it. I think somebody had a bad trip of acid when they brewed this. Rich caramel malt flavors, depth and complexity drawn from a Belgian yeast strain. I do not know if this is seasonal all year. This beer has apparently been around for several years. This particular bottle was on sale for $4.59. I don't know what normally runs. According to the website, here's a recipe. 19 plateau. To get the specific gravity, multiply that 19 by 4. 8.3 alcohol, 36 IBU, so fairly low. So the ingredients, according to their website, for a 1 barrel, 31 gallon recipe: 34 pounds of Great Western Northwest Pale Malt, 34 pounds Weyermann Vienna, 11 pounds Weyermann Melanoid, 4 pounds Thomas Foster Crystal 80, 8 pounds Special Cast Special B, 10 pounds raw sugar. What pale malt gives? It gives a base of fermentable sugars. It can give cracker bread flavors, just depends on your perception. Vienna malt gives a light maltiness. Melanoidin gives a bready flavor. Crystal 80 malt tends to give burnt sugar, raisin, heavy toffee flavors. Special B can usually give like plum or raisin, dark fruit flavors. The raw sugar was added to increase the gravity. They used Willamette, Sterling, and Mount Hood hops. Those give a combination of fruity, some earthy, some spicy, floral. And then they say the yeast they used, Weiss 3787. That's known as a Trappist high gravity yeast. That's a very good yeast strain designed for dark beers. I'm expecting the body style to be a full body. I think it's going to have a wide range of flavors from that malt they used and the yeast. So what's typical Belgian quads? Well, high alcohol, dark fruit flavors. Could be fig, could be sugar, raisin, plum, cherry, toffee, caramel, and then of course the signature Belgian flavors, maybe a little spicy, flavored compounds from the yeast. It's a very deep mahogany, extremely cloudy, thin head. It's pretty much died down. As I move around the light, there is a hair of transparency, but still very cloudy. I get dark candy malt. I get dark sugar as well, toffee, caramel. It smells kind of rich off the nose too. I don't think I've ever had that before. I don't get much else out of it. I'm not noticing any new aromas. This is rich. Oh my god, wow. Very malty, very caramel. I can tell just a little bit of alcohol in there. This is definitely in your face. It coats my mouth. A little more than half is on the roof of my mouth, but not like 90%. Covers everything with layers of rich, dark caramel toffee and those sugar flavors. There might be some fruit in there, but those flavors I mentioned are just very pronounced. It's like eating a rich cake almost. Doesn't appear to be sweet, at least not very much. This is not bitter at all. It's absolutely full body. The Vienna malt, which should give maltiness, I'm not really getting much of a rich malt backbone in it. I get more of the Crystal A than anything. From the Special B, I should be getting some dark fruits like plum, raisin, cherry, fig. It may be in there, but again, it's all overshadowed with that rich toffee. I'm not noticing too many of the signature Belgian characteristics I was expecting. They said that they use a Trappist yeast in it, which I've used that before. And it just depends on the beer. This one doesn't taste incredibly Belgian-esque. I get the malt flavors more than the yeast flavors. I thought there would be a malty backbone with all that Vienna in there, but I just can't tell it. I don't say bread or cracker or biscuit from the pale malt. From the hops, I don't get any of the earthy, floral, fruity, but they use so little of it in there. This has a very thick mouthfeel to it. I know they call it chewy. It's not thin at all. It tastes fairly complex. Even though I'm not tasting all the flavors I was expecting, I get quite a few of them. Caramel, coffee, not detecting fruit, still tastes full body, still coats my mouth the same way, primarily on the top, but there's definitely some on the tongue. The beer doesn't really stick around too long. I mean, it does leave residual flavors of all the things I described. I feel it leaves behind a little bit of a burnt sugar taste. I'm really trying to detect those fruit flavors from, the Special B, but they're just not there in my palate. Something else I notice is those burnt flavors are starting to stick in the back of my mouth a little bit. It tastes the same out of the bottle as it does out of the glass. I'm not noticing a difference. It's a sipper. This is not a slamming beer. Take your time with it. No diacetyl, no acetone, paint thinner, sharp chemical flavors, oxidation, fusel alcohols, astringency, no rotten fruit. If there are mistakes, they could be covered up by the richness of the malt bill. Would I buy this again? I'd buy the occasional bottle of it. It's just not that great. It's okay. Would I recommend it? If you like dark Belgian beers, I would recommend it. So how do I think this compares the style of a Belgian dark strong? It doesn't really have that signature Belgian characteristic I was looking for. I think it's a little bit too much of a smack in the face of those burnt sugar, strong toffee characteristics. So for that, I don't think they capture style as well, but it's not a bad beer. Gigantic Brewing Company, Portland, Oregon. What does it say? The End of Reason Belgian Dark Quad. If you've had this beer, want to leave any comments, feedback in the review, let me know. I'd like to read them, hear them, give me some feedback. All right, well, that's all I have for this review. I'm going to finish off this beer and probably have something else. So it's been an interesting experiment. Cheers.